Welcome. So, in today's episode, let's just continue and finish with symptoms. So, in a previous episode, we looked at services and specialists. Um, so, today we just want to go ahead and create the symptoms so that we can also just be able to finish this part as well. And then also I'm just going to remove this card and I put logout here. So I'm just going to first go to like the sidebar. And one thing we can do is we can just go here where there is this card here. First of all, put logout. Okay, and let me just remove all this. Okay, so just put here, and you can even just go ahead and put the icon. You can put the power icon. Give it a class name. Give it a class name of width 4, height 4. Okay, is maybe a mar of 1. Okay, so that is our logout. So I have logout onto this as well as this side. You can also just go ahead and I think we already have the function handling logout. Did we have that function here? You can just also have that function for logout, and then we add it. You can just simply add it here. Okay, just go ahead and have a function. Okay, function and the logout. And this is just an easy function which will await sign out. It is already sign out function from next auth. So after signing out, and then you can redirect. First of all, this one has to be async to be able to await. So here we have to use a router. I don't know if we already have a router. So let's just create a router here. Const is equal to use router from next navigation, and then this one is going to be router.push. Okay, dot push to login. Okay, so you have to go to push to login, and quick note, let's just go to the login just for a second. So this one, if you click it, it should just take you to the login. Then I want to quickly go to see the login. Now I don't know if we just see the login form, but I just want the login page. So just go to the front and let's just look at the login page here. Okay, we already have it, what I wanted to check. So you check if you already have a session, and then we can redirect the dashboard. Correct. So that one is great. So just go ahead and just do this. So I'm just going to quickly also look at what we did for the other ones. So we can just quickly go to others. So for instance, we have services, and also uh, we have specialties. So just going to do them the way we did here specialties. Okay, and I also want these icons to be at the extreme end. If I just go to specialties page, okay. So if I go to specialties here in the scroll area, there is specialty card. So if you go here, we have the title. I want to look at this flex. So we have the title, and then we have these other two. So we simply need to, I guess, justify here. Okay. I need this to be pushed at the extreme end. Okay. Yeah. That is very okay. Um, and this one, just want to increase this to 4. Okay, so it leaves enough space. Okay, so that is great. As well as the services, I'm just going to do the same thing. You can see the icons are scattered. I simply want the icons to be in one place. So you can just go also to the services page, and we can simply go and check on the service card, and we just add justify. So we have the image and the title. Okay, so we have these ones, these two. We can put them also in a div. You can also put these ones in a div, so that we just add justify here between. Uh, that should be pushing these ones at the extreme end, just like so. Now these ones we can just simply give. We can just simply give a simple gap. Yeah. Great. So let's just go do the same thing with this. What I'm just going to do is you can first of all go and duplicate this specialty card. This one just going to use it also for the symptom. So I'm just going to copy, right click this, and I name this one as the symptom card. Symptom card. Rename this as well. And I just want to rename this symptom. Okay. So that is okay. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and create this page. So in the similar way we did services and specialties, we are going to do symptoms. So in the symptoms already we have the page. So I'm just going to go and copy this. We have the page, we have the new. Okay, so just copy these two. I'm just going to delete this page that is in the symptoms. So paste. So in this page, we need more things. So if you now check it here in the symptoms, it is showing the specialties. So we need to first of all work on the create. So just go to the new first, symptoms new. Here we need to create another form. So just go into this form, duplicate it, Ctrl V, and this is going to be the symptom form. Scroll down to this symptom form. Okay, so we don't need the image as well. So we have the props here for the specialty, the title, and this one. So if you check, if you check in the schema, the symptom had also those two things, title and slug. So the form for the symptom is going to be exactly like this one. So I could just go and say symptom props. And just copy this to this. Okay, so I guess this form is going to remain exactly. What is going to change is that uh, uh, if you just look at it, this one should just take now dashboard symptoms. This one's going to be symptom title, and then the slug will be auto-generated. So create symptom. Okay, so now when you just come here, we'll see on this handle create many. You shall also have it, I guess. And then the slug is going to be generated. I did it here. Now let's go and create this for creating this. So just go up here. You can duplicate the specialties, copy and paste. And this is going to be symptom.ts. Symptom. Okay, and then this is going to be dot symptom, and here you're just going to get existing symptom. If it doesn't exist, we'll create a new one. This one changes to symptom. Revalidate symptoms. New symptom. Exactly, also here, just like this. And that one would be done. You can also just create many. Let's first confirm create of one. Just also going to work on gate. Gate symptoms. Just going to be here symptom. And then come here, return. These ones are going to be symptoms. Okay. So just after having this, we are just remaining with this create many function. Let's first make sure that one, we can be able to create one. Okay. we can be able to create one. Then after that, we are going uh, to do it. So going back to this side, we need to connect some things. So just go back to the symptoms new page, change this to symptom form. Okay, so go to symptoms. Now you have to change here on this interface on this page. So on the page where we have, for instance, new button, new symptom, taking to sorry, symptoms. Um, Even this one just going to be symptom. Okay, so if we just come here, these symptoms, they have to change to new symptom. I didn't change the titles, so this is going to be new symptom. Even up here, new symptom. Okay, even here it should change. Okay, just a second. Just here, new symptom. Even here, so symptoms. New symptom. Okay, so just go ahead and create any of these ones. So symptoms, it should just go on new. Okay, so here you can just go ahead and just create. Let's try it. I'm just going to say, for instance, say summer. And let's just go and see some of the symptoms. Scroll down. Some of the symptoms here. So you have, for instance, you have like vomiting. So you can just say here vomiting, create. Okay, so it was created, and routing, it is still routing onto specialties. So simply go to the form, and you can just say Control P, symptoms. I can look for the symptoms form. And here after this, we just going to say symptom. Symptom, symptom. Created. First of all, this function, we have to create now. Create symptom. We didn't change this. You can just first go here in the symptoms and this function. Let's change it. Create symptom. Okay. Just get this to this form. Okay. Then symptom, and then here is going to be symptoms. Okay. So you can just go ahead, just delete this for now. Let's go back to symptoms. Okay, create a new one more time. Vomiting. Okay, so we're back to symptoms. So you have to show the symptoms from here. So go to the page, symptoms page, page, so state. We're just going to have gate. So these are symptoms, symptoms gate. So here just going to be gate symptoms. Okay, and just come here to the panel. We're just going to have title. It's going to have symptoms. It will be symptoms dot length. We shall just get the icon, but for now, let's go to this. We say symptoms. Here we'll have maybe a symptom. Okay, and we just come here to this card, symptom card. Okay, now let's first go to this card for a second. We just say it is going to take in a symptom. Of type. So we have this of type symptom. Okay, from client here. Okay, so here will be symptom data. And the update is going to be updating symptoms. Update symptom.slug. Everything remains the same. We are going to work on delete for a second. And this handle delete is going to be symptom.id. Now we could just go and create this. And just go and create that in the symptoms. This one is supposed to be create symptom. So you can just also go and see delete here. Delete symptom. And just symptom here. Where ID revalidate symptoms. Symptoms just like that. And here everything remains the same. So in the page, they just go in the symptom card and send the symptom. And then this is going to be symptom. Okay. And you still have two errors. You have symptoms. Okay. So if we just go back to the scroll area, it should now have one symptom at least. Yep. We can create a new one, maybe for testing. Test, create symptom, and we can go ahead and delete this. The delete is having issues. Just go and check in the card. So you can just go to the card. We didn't call it, I guess, symptom card. We need just change this to delete. Symptom. Okay. Refresh. And just go and delete this. Okay, so now let's go and create many. So for creating many, first of all, I want to go here and get the services, the symptoms. I guess I had some things in a row. Do I have the symptoms? Yes. So you can just go here and copy all these symptoms. Control C. I can simply go and check in this symptoms.ts where we have create many. So here you can just first copy and paste this, change the name, create many symptoms. Okay, we have all these ones. For symptom of symptoms. This name of this array. Just like trying to map or to iterate through all these symptoms and await create, and we pass in a symptom here, create symptom, and you can just say error creating symptom. If an error occurs, and that's it. So just go and put this button on the form. So if you just go to new symptom, on the symptom form, we had this button hidden somewhere here. Okay, create many button, and this one comes and handle create many, and this is create many symptoms. Okay, so just go ahead and let's run it. Create new symptom, create many is here. Let's create many and see. And to avoid this problem, when you're creating here and here, you can just always give you can always give this button, give it a type always of button. Okay. Okay, so with that, just go ahead and disable this, create many, and we can cancel, and we have all these now stuff. Okay, we have so many now: the fever, dizziness, diarrhea, all these other stuff. And I showed you that this trick is good for putting in data, and these ones are 20 so far. Okay, we can just go ahead and just also just get an icon for this. Okay, and you can just use this activity thing. Just go to page, just go to page, and on the page where we pass in the icon on top here, I'm just going to pass in activity. Okay, as simple as that. So you just see the icon here. It's change, and then just also change here. Uh, here. Okay, great. So I'm just going to, for that matter, I'm just going to go ahead and start with services, we work on this detailed page. Okay. First of all, so when you just come and click on this, it should just update. Okay, now if you wanted to work on the view, we would just use like when someone clicks on this, but I feel like these ones are not having many data to create a view, because really like someone is really creating this, like is seeing the image and this. So the only thing you just need is actually just update. Okay, we can just simply update. Okay, and we can just simply go and maybe do the same thing, have this layout whereby if you click on this one, it sort of like opens here with its form. We can do that, or we could just like just call the other form. So the easy way would be, for instance, just go to, let's start with service. Just go to service, new, so it has new and update. So if you just go to the page, it has this one. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and just call the service form here. Let me just go ahead and just say service form. Okay, I would call this service form, so that now if you click on this, you have the service form. Okay, so what we want is to pass in the service and have the image. Okay, and then change of course this title to update service or something like that. So that means in the service, it has taken some more props. Okay, you can see right now we call this with any no props. So first of all, we can just say we can pass in the title here, and I'm just going to say, for instance, service, update service, and I can just simply just go here, copy this, go to the new page here, and let me just go and put this title. This one's supposed to be create a service. Now, make sure this is the same. Okay, so go to the service form and let's accept this prop. So for now, let's just go and say we have title. Let's say we have title. I'm just going to go here and I say title, which is a string. Okay. And then here, we just gonna put this title here. Okay, so now we can just have on this page update service. Now we just now need to pass in the data. So one thing is say that this might need initial data. Okay, so on this very form, we can just say that you can also pass in initial data, data. Okay, so that this initial data is going to be of type. Initial data, I think, is of type of service props. Service props, just like this. That is the initial data, and this is not required. So we can just put a question mark like this, meaning that this is not required. If it's not provided, it shouldn't be a problem, but we can provide it in some instances. Okay, so I just go to new. We don't have to bother, but on this we need to provide it. So I'm just going to say const. First of all, first receive this ID, so you can just get this ID, which is a params, and then from this we have the ID. and then we can just go ahead and get params, and then here we have id, which is a string. And after getting this, we can just say now const, and we can just say for instance const service is equal to await. Now we're just going to here and create this. Okay, so get, I'm just going to go get service by id. So I'm just going to go to services, and now where I have this get services, I'm just going to duplicate this to get service by id, get service by id. So we can just go inside here and say service is await Prisma client service dot find unique. So you say find unique, just the where. So just pass in where id. So this has taken an id of string. Okay, and you could also just like wrap this whole entire thing in an if statement if you wanted. You say if id, just in case to protect, if id, and just go ahead and your service is await prisma dot find unique where id, just like this. Okay, so this should return service. Okay, should return service as well as this side, just like that. So we can just go ahead now get service by this. So you can just go and call this in the update page here. You can make this async and just await get service by id, and let's pass in the id. Okay, and this is dot data, and it has to be await service, and here is going to be dot data. Await service by id, supposed to be dot. It is returning a promise. Just a second. Just go and see this get service by id, await prisma service find unique, and then here, and we could just go ahead and just simply return the service wanted, just like this. And that means in the update, it will just simply return the actual service here. And then we just come and say initial data. So initial data is equal to service, like so. Okay. And here they're saying type string, and then I just say here is that comes from initial data, which is declared in intrinsic attributes. Initial data okay, so what we can do is that the initial data, we can just, instead of just saying it is of this, I could just say service, okay, from Prisma client. Okay, I can just say this is service from Prisma client, and that should take away the problem, I guess. Update, we still have this type now and saying okay, so we can also just say here that initial serve, it can be this as well as I think null. Okay, it can also be null. The fact you're just awaiting and fetching. Or alternatively, if you never wanted to make this null, okay, we could just come here and we only saw the service form. So we could just come here and just say that so long as the service is available. So just say if service, you know, and maybe we could just say if service and even service dot id. What does this one return? I'm not so sure. If service and service dot id. I'm seeing id does not exist on type. Are you serious right now? Type. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Just go here and you know, so because of this, you know, because of that, they just go back to this. Because of this has to be consistent because it can bring this or it can end up bringing this. So to be consistent, we need to, here just going to go and get data. Now, for some reason, it does not accept. Let me first go to page. Can I just go to page and I see here on fetching. For this one, actually, it accepts load data. I don't know why this one doesn't. Okay, just like this. Now we could just like first check if service and service, and then we just go ahead and say, and then we test this. I no longer have this. Yeah, it was this. So put this together, back together, just like this. So it's better. So I'm just saying only if because so just checking said this is null. So you could just check and say only if the service, okay, only if service, and you can say and service, for instance, dot id. If they're there, then you can just go ahead and just do this. And you see now the error still goes now because we're just actually just checking if really the service is there and we render this. Okay, so moving forward, get this initial ID, and I can just simply come and get this initial data and pass it in inside the use form, this one. And I can just go here in the use form, and you can also pass in default values equal to initial data, just like this. Okay. Yeah. So just simply doing that. By the way, did we fetch? We fetched. We supposed to use this. Use slag, not ID. Okay. My bad. is supposed to be slug. We are just not using the ID. You can see it is update slug, so just change this to slug. So this is slug. Just pass in slug. Okay, pass in slug, and let's go and change this. It is by slug. Just copy this. Good services, and the service here, paste this here, and make this slug, and make this slug. Okay, if slug. Okay, this should just work exactly the same. Just simply import slug, and let's go and remove this ID. It no longer exists. So this should just refresh and give us the same thing, mental health consult. Okay. Okay, so you can see the name is here, mental health consult. Let's go to the image. Okay, so you can just go here, and the image you can see by default is this. You can just say const initial image URL is equal to initial data dot image URL, or there is empty string, and you can just simply come here and say image URL. Initial image URL, just like so. Okay. Okay, so doing that, this should just now bring us the image here. And just wait. Yeah, so we have this. So change this to update instead of create service. How do we change that? We can always check if, okay, or you can just come here. Just check here. I could just simply just say, for instance, here, I could first check if the initial data, so we cut this. I just say if initial data dot ID is true, then here we just have update service. Else we can have this create service. This one is saying initial data is possibly null. Okay, we could also just now use ID instead. We could just say const. Okay, editing ID. Just say editing ID is equal to initial data dot ID, and if it is not there, this one just say do this. We can just say do this, and we can just say this can also be an empty string, and then we can just come here. We instead use that editing ID. If the editing ID is there, we just notice update. Okay, so similarly on the create, we're just going to go and create the update. So you can just go here in the services, and I just simply want to create update function. So the way we have create here, just do this. Just say update service. So I'm just going to just say update service, and this one takes in ID string plus the data. Okay, it takes in ID plus the data, and here we don't just need to check this. So in other words, in fact, here if we check, we we could just simply check if this we are checking by ID. So this should be like ID, I guess, just like this. We could just first check if whatever we are going to edit exists. So if it doesn't here, if it doesn't exist, then we return this service. This should be for offer service with that ID doesn't exist. Okay. Otherwise, we're just going to say updated service, updated service is Prisma, and then he's going to be update. Okay, and then it takes in where. So first of all, it will take in where ID. I just put again, and then data. Okay, so it takes in where and the data. Okay. Just a second update. This is supposed also to be update service, to the service, just like that. So we just simply check if it exists or if it doesn't exist. You just simply check, but if you wanted, you could just say if ID, and then you could also eliminate some of the code. Okay. This one just protects if someone just try to delete something, to update something which have already been deleted or something like that. It doesn't have to go ahead and struggle with updating it. Okay, so revalidate services, that one is okay. And now this should just be able to update. We haven't coded this yet. So if we just go to the service form again, so we have right now set is loading, and then we have this, you know, data. So this part remain is the same. What changes is now this part here. Okay. So we just need to say and see which part are we, so just say if we have editing ID, okay, then we could just come and just say we have to have a different part. Else we do this one. Okay. So just start to use this. This one's going to be update. Just say update service. It takes in ID, which is the editing now. The editing ID. Okay, with the data, and then this one will be service updated. Okay, updated successfully, and then this one will be now create successfully. So in most cases, we route to this. It should be working. Refresh, and let's just go ahead and just say updated. Just go and add the word updated. Okay, updated, just like this. Updated. Try to update, and even this text here for instead of saving, we could just also change it if we wanted, exactly using the same thing here. We could also just say that you know what, this one will be updating, please wait. So updating, please wait, and this one will be saving, please wait. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Okay, just have this update. There is one sort of error. Only plain objects, few passing from server classes, types are not supported. I have no idea of what that one means. The data we sent, I don't know. Let's just first see here the where. So the ID was okay. Okay, we are sending in also the ID. Okay. The fact that uh, we have the initial data. So instead, we don't want to send all this data. So the easiest way to solve that problem is the easiest way to solve the problem would be because of this initial data we passed in here. Okay, if you remember very well, in the form we just went here and we passed in default values to be initial data. So alternatively, we could just go and just say that instead of passing in all the data, uh, we could pass in only the data we wanted. In this case, if you look at this, the props, you will see that we will pass in the title and the slug. That is one way of what we do. Okay. Um, and I think we could just do that because the slug actually is also generated all the time. So if I just like change the title, the slug changes automatically. So basically, here instead of putting this, we could just go and just say title is going to be initial data, you know, initial data dot title, just like this. Okay. So this would only update only the initial data, the title only instead of adding all the values. Okay, and so like it is adding again the ID, which we don't want to do. Okay, that is one solution. Another solution would be the structuring. Another solution would be going to this next question would be going to the update service and get this data, and before you save it and then you destructure it here. Okay, but let's just try now one more time. Refresh. Let's update. So just say updated. Tries updating. Please wait. Service updated successfully, and we have mental headers updated. Okay, so the update is working properly. Now you can just go ahead and just again remove this updated thing. We could also update the image, and then you just understand that the image also can update. I'm not going to do that. You can just go and try that, but I'm very sure it works. So you just update this, and so update is working. We're going to do the same thing for the service and symptoms. So that we just know that one is a done deal. The CRUD operations on that would be done. So I'm just going to go to the specialties. First of all, you can just simply go and do exact same thing with specialties and symptoms. So let's just start with specialties. Okay, so where we have the create here, you can just duplicate this and you have update specialty. As usual, it has taken the ID. It is going to edit, and then it has also taken this So it would check. Now this time you're just going to check using the ID. You don't need to use a slug. If you wanted, you can still use slug because it's still there. Actually, you cannot use the slug in this case because the slug might have changed. Because if you check the data, the slug might have changed. So you don't have to use that. So if it doesn't exist, it is where we have the problem because this now should exist. Now we have for O4 and then we just say specialty does not exist. Okay, does not exist. Okay, so here we just have the updated one. So just in the case, this one is going to be updated specialty, and this one would be update. Okay, it would be update, and we just need to put in only where here, where ID, and then put a comma here. Okay, revalidate still works exactly the same way, and that's it. Now just go back to the form. So go to where we have new. So you could just first go to the new, okay, not service, but this time specialty, where we have this new. So I will first go put a title to this. Okay, I just see update specialty. Okay, so this title, just copy it. In fact, copy the whole thing and just simply go to update. So just create a new folder called update. And inside it, we're just going to create a page.tsx, rfc, and let's paste this here. Okay. And for the new course, this one is just going to be new specialty. So just go ahead in the specialty form, this person here, the title, and of course with the initial data. So initial data, and then it is going to be title is of type string, and then this the initial data. The initial data is going to be of type specialty from this Prisma. Okay, and this is not required as per se. And then as usual, I'm just going to go ahead and say const. Now you know what to do. So const editing ID is equal to initial data dot ID, or this could be empty string at first, and we're just going to use this logic here on create. So just cut this and just say if editing ID, if it is there, then we just have something here, else we have this. So here we're just going to say update, update specialty, and we pass in the editing ID with the data. And then here just say updated, and we can pass also in the use form. We can simply go ahead default values, and then in this default values we can go and specify the title, and we say this title is going to be initial data dot title, as simple as that. Okay, so similarly, you can just go to this to the form. I can go to the service form, and I'm just going to simply copy this button. Okay, just go to specialty form, and you just simply have to update this button with editing. So this is going to be specialty, and updating and saving, just like that. So this one should be working already. There is only one thing we need to do though. So one thing we need to do is that in this update, so specialty update page, in here, just first get this slug. Okay, so simply just go to service. I'm just going to go to update, and just copy. Just going to copy this, everything that I have here, copy. And one thing that we didn't do is this has to be update ID. So in here, update, supposed to have a slug. So just create a new folder here for the slug, and this page should be inside. So inside this, just simply paste everything from here. Okay. So the only thing we just need to change, first of all, is going to be this. We have to have this get service, get specialty by slug. We have to pass in initial data. So let's go and work on this. Get specialty. Okay, just in this specialty, let's go ahead and create on the gate. So we could also just go to services and copy this service by ID. Let me just go and create it from, do we have the gate already? Just this one. So get specialty by get specialty by slug. It has taken a slug, which is a string. And then inside here, we just simply need to go ahead and find it. Okay. So you could just go and say specialty. So this is going to be specialty. This is going to be find unique. This is going to be where. And you can just go and say where slug. Okay, so everything just remains exactly the same. So when we just go to the update, the updates specialty here, we just need to say get specialty by slug, pass in the slug, which we have gotten from here, and this returns specialty. specialty. Okay, specialty, and this one even is going to be specialty form. Just title plus initial data, which is going to be specialty here. And you can go ahead and remove this service form and also get service by Slack. We don't need this. Okay, so now if we just go to specialty, this can just try to edit this dento. So you should just go to services app, not services. Let's just go to the card. So you can just go to specialty page where we have the specialty card here. Just simply go and update this. Okay, this link here is supposed to go to specialty. So just go and copy this just in case specialties. Just copy this keyword and just put it here. Update. So just go to that. Refresh one more time and let's go here. I go to this. Okay, you can just create specialty, and this is dental. It should be able to update, I think. Update it. Updating, and you can see dental updated. We can of course revert it back to this like this, and that's done. Okay, so now do the same symptom. Okay, you can just go to the symptom. Let's start from the server actions symptoms. So we just need two functions. The first one is get symptom by slug. Just do this. Get symptom by slug. Okay. So this one would be symptom. This one is going to be a slug. So here you pass in a slug, which is a string. Slug string. Okay. Just go here and say find unique. So this is going to be find unique. And this is going to be a where. And this is going to be slug. Just replace, return it, that's it. And then just go here. We just have to get update by ID. So just go and you can just update the create where we have this create, and we could just have here update by ID. You say update symptom by, and this is like update by ID. It's update by ID or update by, yeah, update by ID for sure. Okay, so this takes in the ID. Okay, and of course the data. Okay. I uses the ID to find unique. So here is where ID. If there is no existing symptom, we just know this is 404 and symptom does not exist. Does not exist. And then we just have the updated symptom. and this one will be update. Of course, then we have to pass in another where. Okay, where ID, just like that. And if our date path remains the same, everything remains the same. So we are done this side. Let's just go to the form. So just go to here. So you could just duplicate since it has no update. So just go here and let's copy everything in the update. Go here in this and you can paste the update and the slug. So first of all, we need to get this symptom. We have to go and update the symptom form. So I'm just going to go to the symptom form. Okay, symptom form, symptom form, just like this. It will take in the title and the initial data. Now I could just come here, sorry, update symptom. Okay, just copy this first before we forget. Go to the new and also pass in this new symptom. And if you just go to the form, just go and pass this title here. Title. And before that, you could also just receive the title. Okay, so you just receive the title with, of course, initial data. And just say that the title is going to be a string, initial data is going to be just a symptom. Okay, from the Prisma client, and some few things that we have been doing. Const editing ID is equal to sim initial data dot ID. Remember, this can be like this, and this one is not required, by the way. So just come here and make this one that it's not required, and then here we can also put all just like this. We just come here and we pass in the initial data. So just pass in default values, and then on this we can just go and pass in the title to be initial data dot title. Okay, as simple as that. And then using that, we can render what should run here. Let's say if initial no, if editing ID. So just if editing ID exists, then just like this. Await. This is going to be update. Update symptom. Passing the editing ID alongside the data. This one is going to be updated. Okay, and similarly, we can just go and update this button. Just copy this and you can update this here. Okay, so this can be a symptom. Okay, and the just go to, I guess that's it. And they said, mm, one thing though is that in the create, we didn't put that. Did we put this? If you go in the new, it has a new symptom. Okay. Everything looks okay. Just cross check the update. So here, I'm just going to have everything changed. So this is going to be symptom. Okay, just get symptom by just saying get symptom by get symptom by slug. Then here, just going to pass in this symptom, just like that. We have, yeah, we don't have any errors. We can also confirm the card if it is routing to the right place. So you can just simply go to the page, symptoms page, and where we are having the scroll here and the symptom card, you could just first go and check the routing. So this one is routing in the right place. So just go and check symptoms. Let's check fever. So you can see the fever is here. Let's say update. Try to update this. Okay, so it works. Just go ahead and remove it, update. Now what we could just do is we could just go and create a test one. So that we just know we have not disorganized the test. So I'm just going to say new. So it should just go and put the new symptom test, create symptom, and the test has been created. We just clear it there. Okay, so we are good. So services, specialties, they have the whole accrued. Okay. So now what next is we need to create a way. So right now we have these whole statistics, and we can just quickly also put them here on the dashboard now that we have them. Okay. We could just go to this dashboard here somewhere. Now, what we wanted is want to have, for instance, doctors, patients, okay, and then appointments, okay, and then we could also show him his services. So here last, we're just going to have the services. So I'm just going to change and I put here services. We might not be able to show the symptoms and the specialties, but we can show services at the end. So I will, instead of creating this one alone, okay, I will go ahead and anyway, just go and create it. I just go ahead and create this, and I want a function that is going to be returning both of these uh, statistics. So I'm just going to go here in this. Okay, I'm just going to create a new server action, and I'm just going to say stats. So I'm just going to say stats, just like this, dot ts. Now you could just go ahead and just copy some of these things. Don't need to copy any. Just say use server, and then what I can just say is, since we're telling the services, I'm just going to go here and have this update service, get services. So I might just also use this. Um, So behind the scenes, I'm just going to have a function in this. Let me just paste this here. So this one is going to be get stats. Okay, and this is going to be Prisma client. Just get this from lib service dot find many. Okay, so what I want to return here right now is that I want to return just this object here. I'm just going to say return um, console.log this. Here I'm just going to return an empty object. Okay, and in fact, I just want to return, as you see them here, we shall have doctors, patients, appointments. So you just have, for instance, doctors, now appointments, appointments. So the second one is going to be patients. Just duplicate this one. I just have patients. Patients. Just put a comma here. Put a comma, and then appointments also null, and then this is going to be services last. Also, you can just put null. Okay, just like this, just in case of an error. But otherwise, this is exactly what I will just return here. Okay, so now I want to get, for instance, services. Okay, so by default, let me just say 0, 0, 0. Now, what I just want is to stringify this. Okay. I'm just going to say const service count, for instance, services count is going to be equal to services dot length. And I think if you wanted the count, just a second. I think we can just get the count, like Prisma. If you just go to Prisma very fast, and by the way, they updated the documentation is so nice these days. So just go here. I want search, for instance, count. I can just get like the fit use count records. So you can just say use count the number of records or null values following empty query. So for instance, use account prisma.user.count. Okay, I think this still works. This switch is generally available in version 3 and later. So just go and see if it is actually can work. Here you just say, instead of just finding many and then finding links, we could just say prisma.service.count. Okay, just like this. So this is going to return the service count. Service count. Okay. Now, what I just know, this returns a number. So what I just want is to say that service. I just want to get this. Maybe I just do it from here. For instance, services would be service count dot. Okay, so I just want to put to a string. So after converting it into a string, now I have to these methods which are for the strings, and I want to just say pad start. Okay, so pad start, and in the pad start, I want it to have two place values and pad it with a zero. Okay, so it means like if for instance they are seven, they will be 0, 7. Similarly, it will be some for all of them. I will do the same thing like that. Okay, so I guess we already have like a doctor. We could also just try to say that. See, doctor count, maybe doctors count or doctor count. I don't know. This could be like, oh, so this one is very tricky because the doctor is not. Uh, we could maybe count the profile. Okay, how many profiles do we have? Doctor profiles. Okay, I think this one would work. And here we'll do the same thing. I just copy, just like this, and just go to the doctors here, and just say doctor count. Okay, for the patients. Okay, for the patients, we're also going to post their put their profile, of course. Appointments we haven't created yet, but I think the appointment is already there. We have we can just say appointment count. Suppose the appointments count. I don't know. This one will be appointment. Do we have appointment? We don't have appointments. Appointments. Okay. I just first leave that. So I also circumstance, this one should just go ahead and find these. And you can just go here and get stats. And since this has to be uniform, this one has also to be something like a string 00 by default, a string, so that uh, just like this. Okay. And we could just again say const start. Okay, or stats is equal to this object. If you wanted, just cut this and put it here. And why I'm putting it here is just because I want add. You want to simply add the. I just simply want to add the. I simply want to add this to copy this, and we could just go ahead and just say type. So you could just say type stats. So here in the types where the types here. Okay. So you say type stats. Okay, is equal to this object. Okay, can you also go and export this stats and the yeah, and so if I just go to the dashboard. If I go to the dashboard, now we could have mapped through this, created I could just go ahead and just create a consolidated stuff, but let me see what I can do. Mm, if you just go to where that one is on the dashboard, where is it located? So dashboard, we have a lot of things on dashboard, maybe page. So we have this doctor dashboard, and finally we have the actual dashboard, which is this one. So you can first check this if it is a use client on top here, so that we can just be able, we can use this or not. Okay. I'm not sure if this is use client. Is it this use client? Can we make this? Just see const stats. So you just get const stats, and we can just go ahead and say is await get stats. Okay, just something like this. I'm just going to make this async function, just like this. What is the problem? Okay, so we have the stats and the, so you see we have the cards. Okay, how many cards are we having? Okay, we have these cards here, four of them. So basically what we could do also, we could just say const uh, start cards stats cards is equal to, we could just go ahead and create an array for this, just simply simplify our life, not have a lot of this. So you see for the each card has a title, so you just go here and just say it has a title. So for instance, the first one is total revenue, which is going to be, for our case, we just want the first one to be, for instance, doctors. So you just come here and say maybe total doctors. I don't know if you just need to put the total doctors. And then you could have also the icon. So you have the icon. Okay, so we just have the icon. I don't know which type of icon we can just use. For doctors, let's use activity or user. Users. Okay, and then we can just use another one. So they also have the count. So just come here, just say count. Okay. So for instance, this one will be stats for the doctor. Dot. You can see now we have something like this. Okay. So just come here and just click in the doctors, and then we can also have the path. Okay. Or we could just say href direct. Okay. So this would be saying hash, maybe dashboard doctors. I'm not sure, like, where do we find the doctors? So this would do this for all the stats. Put comma here. So let me just go make for 1, 2, 4. Okay. So the second one would have doctors, patients, appointments. So here be, I don't think we just need to put total. Total doctors, total patients. Like if you just put doctors, it will just be really meaning to be easy to understand. So this one will be dot dot patients, and this one would be, I don't know where you get the patients. And it's patients or users. Okay. So next is appointments. So you just say here appointments, appointments, and then appointments. Then we have here would be dot appointments, and this one would be dashboard. Maybe appointments. I don't know what these ones are going to be, but just put the path for now, and then the here we just have finally the services, And we're just going to have here this under services. Okay. And this one is under services, just like this. Okay, so having done that, you can just go ahead and we update icons. For instance, users is okay. Appointments, we can use the calendar thing. Appointments, we can use the calendar, something like this. Okay, I'll use this one, calendar days. So just go for the appointments, just use calendar days. Then for the services, we can just use the grid. Okay, just go ahead and just use a grid, layout grid, layout, layout grid. Okay, and then for the patients, users, and then the doctors. So users, we have this type and this type. So we have users and then we have users round. Okay, just going to say here and say users round. So for the patients, just say users round, just like this. Okay, great. So just go ahead and map through this. So I just need only one single card instead of like all these cards. I just only need only one card, just like this. Yes, let's go ahead map through this. So I'm just going to say that stats. So just say stats cards dot map. Okay, and yes, say we have an item, and inside here, just go and return. Let's return this. Okay, return this, and this one is going to have a key, and the key is going to be item dot. Okay, icon or something, but we have the index, so let's just not stress a lot. Just put this. For this is going to be item dot title. Then we have the count. So now the count is just not in any dollars. It's simply count. So you're just going to say item dot count. Then this one just going to turn it into an href. So turn this into link, add href, and the href is going to be item dot href, and then this is going to be view or now you're just going to concatenate the item dot title. Okay, if you wanted you could just set to lowercase, but I think that one would be enough. Then we have one thing which is the icon. So the icon, we have to first define it here. Const icon is equal to item dot icon. Simple as that. And let me just go and add this icon here. Okay. So going back to this dashboard, now we should have the stats changing. Okay, so you can see doctors, you can see patients, and you can see these appointments. And finally, you see you have services, which is saying 6. Okay. And if we tap on services, it should take us to services. Yeah. So someone can see services and confirm it is 6. Okay. So at least the dashboard now is having realistic information. Okay. For now, at least. Okay. So of course, for this, we will not have transactions. We'll have recent, doctors and also recent appointments. Okay. So let's just go ahead and work on other things. I'm just going to go to now, I think, doctor's side because we want a doctor now to update their service and we'll be able to, to work on that. So let me just go to, I just need to go ahead and go to the doctor side. So this one is an admin. And from what I know is that I changed did I modify database or something? What do I need to do? I need to log in as a doctor. So let me first go and check the users I have in the database. Just in new tab, I'm just going to say NPX Prism Studio. So just open the studio and see the users we have. So these are what? These are users. Now let's go and look at the ones with a role of a doctor. So we have only one. Okay, so we have only this one who is JB. This is now I have no idea what the password is, but at least we have the email. Okay, and that means we have to add for the forget password, reset password, all those kind of nice things. Let me log out. Mm, okay, so just try to add this one. And we try test. Oh, we try doctor actually. Doctor. Just like this. Yeah. So it was doctor. The password was doctor. So I have this user or doctor dashboard. And this side we have the appointments, patient tasks, inbox, and settings. Okay. Now at least we so I guess some settings. In the settings we did for some things. Okay. So I need to add like one more thing. Okay. So at least we have the settings for this availability settings. Now we have to have another setting, which is I think service settings, whereby he can update the service and other information. Now, if you just go to back to if you just go back to his profile, just go to Prisma and if you just go to the doctor profile, we have a number of information from the doctor. Okay, we have availability. You can see we have availability there. Now we need to add in other things. The other things we just need to add in is the service. Okay, so we need to add the service offered. We need to add the, you know, We need to add the service offered. We need to add the symptoms and all those kind of stuffs. We have to add them because when just like on the front end, they said we are fetching, and maybe you are on this popular services. This one you can see it is showing the doctors who are offering that service. Similarly, if you got specialties and symptoms, all these ones are going to be navigating and getting, getting all that kind of fetching the users or the people. So you have to have that. Okay, we have to have the we have accomplishments, blah blah. Okay. Um, so what I would want is we could come see like a bloody big object. I don't know if it is have a chance of setting something else like doctor service, and we are not fetching from this whole gigantic thing. So I feel like we should just create another one. For instance, doctor service, where we have in the doctor service we could have the of course user ID, we could have service ID, we could have the specialty ID, plus we could have we could also have, yeah, I feel like that. Let me just see if we can just do that. If I just duplicate this and we say, for instance, doctor service. Okay. And the doctor service, we of course we will have the user ID. So the user, and we just do the same thing for instance, would have the service ID, service ID, of course, with service. Already, I think we have this service, don't we? We have already service, the service ID, references ID. Now we don't need to go ahead and add this cascade. I don't think so. Similarly, we can have the specialty ID, and here is going to be specialty, and this one is of specialty, and this one becomes specialty ID, references ID. Okay, just like that. um, okay, so one thing that is remaining is this the is this the we are remaining with one, which is I think the symptoms. So for the symptoms, I think the symptoms should be IDs. Okay, symptoms, I feel like something's not right. I feel like should be like a string array, of is it just going to be symptom IDs? Symptom IDs, because it was like a list of symptoms, like assuming his disease has more symptoms. This one's going to be a math select, so it can have symptom IDs and can be uh, a list of strings. Now you could just go ahead and say like these ones are going to be, I think, is it just having like outside? I don't know. If this is allowed, because there's going to be a string of object IDs. And so right now we could just run Prisma format, I guess. So you can just quickly run Prisma format. You can do that here. So run npx Prisma format. Now, if you don't know what this one does, is that it can look at these. If there's a one-side relationship like this, it will go ahead and add this doctor service in all other missing places. Okay, so you can just say Prisma format, and you will see that it formats the whole entire thing. And if you had also things which are not in straight, they would add. So for instance, if we check the service, you will see that we have service, we have doctor service, and it is here. Okay. And then if you check also this availability, did we check also in availability? What? We also added in availability. Is it really necessary? Let me just check what it has done before we mess up. So in the user, it's supposed to put it. That's why it is here. Doctor service is a question mark, which is okay. Then in availability, I don't know why it has put in the availability doctor service as an array. I have no idea why, but we have the profile ID, doctor profile. Let's leave it there. And then service, we have this doctor service specified, and then symptom, we don't need it there because symptom actually has no direct relationship. We'll just be using we'll be using, I think, the find or something to get the doctors. Okay, so with that we can just simply run. Okay, we can just go simply. So we have the doctor service. Where is doctor service? We one we have created right now. Uh, oh shit. Oh no 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 no. No. We don't need this. You it simply just went and added this whole thing here. No 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 no. We don't want all this information there because we already have the doctor profile. That's why in availability we don't need this. We already have the doctor profile to give us the profile. This one is going to be for the service to fetch what service. Now, alternatively, we could just have added all this. We could have added them into the. We could just add it in this on the doctor profile. But I feel like the doctor profile is already having a huge object. Let's first think about it. Doctor profile. Mm, Actually, it could be added. For instance, service. Can I just say this is not required? That is impossible, right? Let me just see. Uh, I'm just going to say, I feel like I just add them to the other one. We might just not need to create uh, this. I can just go and add this, all of this, all of this. I can just cut it and I can just simply bring it to here on the services. Okay. Now I have to make all these ones not required, service ID not required. Okay. Specialty ID not required. Of course, these ones are not required already since it is an array. In this, okay. So what this one can do possibly, I'm just going to go remove this. We can again run, I think, Prisma format if I'm not mistaken. Since we have indicated this one is not required, just go and see. Let's just run Prisma format if it is going to help us. So it formatted the sum. You just can't remove this. Can't remove this. Can't remove this. So we have to make a relationship. Just now let's run it. And it is not, we have an error, I guess, error count 2. Just trying to tell us something here that just was see here. Error validating the relation field services uses scalar field service ID. And this one of the fields is optional, hence the relation must be optional as well. I think that's why we wanted it to do. Okay. So what I just do here, I will just like do this, copy this. So I will just say this is going to be doctor profile. So this is like doctor profile. And then here just say doctor profile, not required. And just copy this and add it in the service, for instance. Okay, this one I just add it in the Sunday service. So what is remaining? It is still just like that. I thought this would be enough. Service, oh, service ID references this. What are they talking about? So what if we just go, for instance, specialty, that means it is going to have doctor profiles, doctor profiles. Okay, so it should just have doctor like this. Yeah, like it's going to be many doctors here, and similarly in this service. Mhm. We still have yet the error here. Error validating the relation field service is a scar field service ID. At least one of those fields is optional. Hence, the relation field must be optional. The relation field. Hmm? What are they trying to mean? Okay, so the easy way is you just copy this and you just say copy this and you can just go to maybe chat GPT for now and what I would do, I would ask it. So just say, hello, I'm using Prisma, Prisma, and I have models as shown in my schema. Okay, so I can just go ahead and say that I have this error. So just copy this error. I say I have some errors with my relationships between doctor profile and doctor profile and services with service between doctor profile model with service model and specialty model. And here is the error instance. It should just like try to figure it out very fast. You can also read here the error your accountant suggests that issue service and special field is doctor. It seems Prisma is complaining because these fields are not marked as optional in the model, but they are marked as optional in the corresponding relationship. To resolve this, you should make sure the field service ID and the specialty ID in doctor profile model are optional since the relationship themselves are optional. So modifying your doctor profile. So just now go down here, look at how they have modified them, or just putting the question mark on all of them, just like so. So just copy this last part here. Okay, copy this last part and just going to remove these ones. Okay, I guess up to that, even symptoms. Okay, I copy so in symptoms. So just copy even symptoms, just like this. Yeah. So it was just a matter of putting question mark on the actual relations. Just like that. And you can see you can save tons of time very fast than just like sweating eyes and use the AI speed up the system or the process, help you do these things very fast. Okay, so now that we have updated, we can now means we can go ahead and update the service. We can update the specialty and as well as the symptoms. Okay, so after that, doing this, we have to run migrations. So I'm just going to pause this. You have to go ahead and just go here and pause this. Even this one, and let me just go ahead and run the migrations npx prisma db push and npx prisma generate, and then we can just go ahead and just run the server npm run dev. So we can just like run that, and then let's see if this is going to update. Okay, great. So this has updated just like that. It again ran this stuff. We can just go ahead and just also run the studio one more time. Now, mostly like the studio helps also to show you that there are no errors. If there are errors, like if you make your changes in the schema, the first problem is going to arise in this one. It will try if things don't work with this studio, just know they will not fetch even their side. Okay, so this is great. I'm just going to go back and refresh here, just to be sure that everything is okay. So I'm just going to have we have availability settings, and we'll have, I guess, more settings. Like for instance, for all those 7 forms, you are supposed to have them here. Someone can want to update, for instance, they want to update their education, they want to update their new milestones in the to update that, and you're supposed to capture that in the settings. But for now, I'm just going to go here and add this new settings, which is going to update the service. Okay, so we need to update here the service. Okay, and just come here to this. I can first go to settings, and let me just say here. I'm just going to go to settings. Where can I find settings? Settings page here. Okay, just go to settings. Just go to settings, and we have general settings. So what are these ones? These are tabs. Which tabs are these ones? Security, blah blah, component. Okay. I didn't, must be maybe some other settings, because the ones I just need is tabs, add product, tabs, content, general. Which settings are we looking at? Oh, these are doctor settings. Okay, so you're supposed to go to doctor settings. The admin settings are many, so you're supposed to go to doctor settings. Okay, here Okay, so doctor settings is having the user. We already have the user here. So you have settings, and then you can see we have these account settings. So you can just call these ones, for instance, service settings. So service settings, and you say service. Okay, and so this is going to be also service. And then here we can just put the component that is going to be handling the service. Okay. So now I'm just going to first go and look in the, we haven't protected the page, but I can just go and check in the settings for the admin and see how this one looks like. I might just copy there some things. Okay, this one just having this. I want something like this for the other case. We could just have, for instance, you come and select the service title and blah blah. So I'm just going to copy this. Let me just go to doctor, not doctor. I'm just going to go to the admin and the settings. Just go to the settings, general settings, are the ones I'm interested in. So yeah, these ones. Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, I will just go also in this, I'm just going to create a new file in the doctor and just say doctor settings, service settings. Okay, doctor service settings, doctor service settings, the tsx, paste this, and we can start by changing the name, doctor service settings. Okay, something like this, doctor service settings, and we just have, for instance, service. This is going to be choose service. Okay, and so this is going to be in this card. We're just going to have a number of things. Now we could just like choose. Let's first go and plug this in the doctor settings, I guess. Doctor settings, and here let's go ahead and just plug in that we have doctor something, doctor service settings. Okay, so if we just go back to doctor, so just gonna say doctor settings. Okay, and just go to this. Okay, service settings. You can see we have this, form, like so. So we need just update this now. Alternatively, you could just like update all of them. For instance, the service, okay, and then the specialty, and then we can just like put them in a single form, or we could just like put them just like this. You can just and you can choose to update on this one of these ones. And I'm just going to do that in that way. So I'm just going to go to doctor, and what I will just do, I'll just first get only one. If only one works, then it will be very easy for others to work. Okay, so in this form, just here, what I'm just going to do is we could bring it as a form, or we might not. This is not a really necessity. because we could just come in and say shared select input. Okay, just like this. Now, if you just hover on this, you will see that it has all these tons of things to add. I'm just going to copy all of them and add here. The first one is a label. So just add label, maybe say select service, which also we already have there. I guess in the future we make it optional. Now class name, we have a default one, option title. So this one is going to be like service. Okay. And then we have options. So the options is going to be the actual array. Okay. Now the fact that this um okay, just might just make it one form, So this one the options just going to say, for instance, const services is equal to an array, and this array should be just in form of like label and a value, I guess. Label service one, and then the value is going to be like 1 2 3 4, and this is going to be a string 1 2 3 4, just like this. And we can just like make these ones many. Let me just make two of them. Just duplicate this. This is service 2 or something like that. So this one should be the one that goes into options, like services. And we have selected option. So this is going to be a state and state selected. So what I would do is copy this form, whatever it is, this one, cut it. I'm just going to simply go to under Dr. Steele, and I'm just going to say the update service form, update service form. The TSX RFC, and I'll just go ahead and just paste this, whatever, just go here. So this could even be a div. It doesn't necessarily to be a form really, actually. Okay. Only that it would just simply maybe, no, we don't actually just need that. I just go and just import these. Okay, just import this. We just need to create a state here now. So yes, we'll create a state const selected. Yes, a selected service ID. Set selected service ID is going to be use state. Okay, just like that. And let's go ahead and just make this one to be use client. Okay, sorry. Just make this one to be use client. As simple as that. Use. And this selected option. So we have selected option is going to be equal selected service ID, and then this one is going to be selected set selected service ID. Now we just need to define the services one more time. Now we could bring this, it has to come through this here, as in services. Now they have to have, if you just go and see the services or the options here, okay, you can see it is of this type selected option, value and label. So that means in this one, your services, sorry, so your services is going to be of type selected, selected option. The easy way is to simply go to this and export this select option, and you can just come here and just say this is all this. Okay, why is it coming from two places? And this has to be an array. Okay, and you can see now we have no problem with this. Now, whatever we are calling update, this update form, which is going to be in this doctor service settings under the card content, I guess, here, just add this, and we have to pass in the services. Is going to be the services. These ones on top here, they have label, and is that the spelling of label? Okay, so you can just see now, visualize that we should have here now is a select somewhere. Yeah, so you can just say you have this select service, and all that. Now, since they're just like three, we could simply put three of them, and I'm just going to do that. And this one would be, we'll just go to this. Now, what would make sense would, I think, let me just do this. What would make sense is just simply come and add this here, and that means we have to cut these two, the footer and this, they should be in this very component. So this component is going to be inside these ones. Okay, so just cut this here, remove this, add it here. Okay, now that it needs to be one parent, I'm not so sure if this is going to work, because is supposed to be like, first get this, also get card footer, and as well as the button. Okay, just like that. And I just go and see if there's any changes. I assume there's no changes. Okay, so I can just go ahead and put more select, just like this, and one has to be a marked select. Okay, so this one is going to be select specialty. Okay, title is going to be specialty, and then it takes in an array of that. Okay, so now they should be now three. We just go ahead and just add some padding between them, or something. Mm, mm, yeah, this is much better because we're just going to make only one call to the API, to the server action instead of three. Okay, so for this case, we'll just go here and add a class name to this, and maybe add space y, maybe of 2 or 3, just like that. This should just add a space between them. Okay. Okay, so now what is remaining is just actually bring the actual data to this. That means we have to fetch and pass in three things. So here, instead of just saying selected this, we are going to have selected specialty ID, specialty ID. Okay, set. I'm just going to put specialty ID. Just here says specialty. Just a specialty ID, set specialty ID. And last is going to be the symptoms. So say symptoms, set symptoms, symptoms, just like this. Okay. Now for this, so I mean, you're just going to have services. We'll have special plus the plus the what? A plus the symptoms. Okay, so all these just going to have the specialties will have the same things. They will have the same stuff, but in the symptoms, I'm not so sure. Okay, the symptoms I'm not so sure how they will be used. And here, these are IDs, symptom IDs, set symptom IDs. Okay, so just come here, select specialty. This is going to be specialties. Did we define them only here? Just a second. Specialties. Let me hope there's no any spelling mistake. There, of course it is. Just copy whatever is here, just paste it here. Okay, so that they're the same. So you can just come here and just paste it here. And then this is going to be special IT ID, and this is going to be set special ID. And then we will have for this one, we're just going to wait. Okay, so just see how we are going to handle that. So moving to this one, we need to fetch all these things from the database. So I'm just going to come here and say const, for instance, services is going to be equal to await get services, just like this. Okay, make this one async. Now the problem is that wherever you just get these ones, this will be like, let's say all services, and let's duplicate these three times. We just have all specialties, maybe gate. This one should be gate specialties, and then simulate symptoms. Yes, be all symptoms. Okay, is await gate symptoms. Okay, so assuming we just now have all these here, So just like passing these ones, we just say all, for instance, all services. And by the way, these are on data. So it's good. Just say dot data, and then dot data also. Okay. So now we just come here and say dot map. So you say all services dot map. Okay. So just go ahead and just map and have an item. Okay. And what do I want to return? I just simply want to return. Okay. Just return an object of a label. So just remember, want a label, and the label is going to be item dot title. Similarly, value is going to be item dot value. Item dot id. We just interested in the id, and uh, since they're just having, you can see here they're saying label or undefined. Let's say enable to this one. Okay. Select option, services is all services, and uh, now we could just like map this, what I've done here. Now what I just normally do is we can just do this from outside. Okay, we just simply just come down and say const services is equal to this. Okay, is equal to this, is this. Now I could just want to define this to be of the select option. Select is it select, was it select option, something like this. Okay, I just wanted this to be this type. Cannot find select option. Type label value array is of course this one has to be an array, undefined. Okay, so this is going to be always just having like undefined, the fact that we're just getting it in this await. Now we could just avoid that by saying that all services, and then we say and all services, just like this. We could first check if they exist, and then we find them just like this, and it doesn't take them again. Type label string or nar, not enable to type, type nar, enable type to select option. Okay. Um, hmm. Mm, mm, mm. How about just saying that by a default is an empty array? Yeah, that solves our problem. So similarly, I'm just going to find specialties. Is going to be all specialties, and then this. Do we need now to do this? Not sure if this is required. Let's see. Just go ahead and just remove this. I just want to go ahead and say find this. Just a second. Just a second. Let me just first pick this phone call. Okay, so I was just going to remove and this part here. I don't know. Does this still affect anything? It doesn't, I guess. And this one also. Okay. Okay. And so we can just go ahead and pass these ones in here. Services is services. And then specialties is specialties. Okay. There is one remaining, I think, symptoms. So now for the symptoms, it's going to be the same thing. I guess it also needs to be in the same format. Symptoms is going to be all symptoms, the same thing. So just here, we just simply want symptoms, which are symptoms. Okay. So that should just not have any problems now. We should be clear. Okay, clear. So let's just go this side. Mm, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, settings. Now we should have this populated. Yeah, so you can see we have this populated mental health specialty. You have also the specialties. Are they the same? Oh, yes, update is something in this. Let's make sure that this one is taking in the specialties, the services, and this. For this one, we don't need. I'm just going to change it in a second. Okay. Okay. So this one has this UTI telehealth. Shouldn't have the same things like here. Wait, it is having exactly the same thing. I must have missed in the select here. So we have the selected, so we have services, specialties, and symptoms. And then selected this one, option services, option specialties. Uh, oh, I just maybe actually just in the fetch. Did we change in the fetch? So we have all specialties. I'm seeing is not being used. So yes, mapping over all services. Okay. Let's make sure even the symptoms are getting from all symptoms. Sure. So this one now should now change. Refresh just and just go here, select this mental health, and then here you can just go and look for these any specialty you have here. Okay. Just say maybe whatever just going to be whatever it is and select it just like so, and then we can just also go ahead and just put now the mart select. And I don't know if we have already the mart select in our form inputs. Mart select. We don't have mart select. So we have just like this normal select, I guess. Now we could just go here and just say merge select npm. Mm, okay, so just look at some of these ones. Others don't. Could just also identify and say React multi-select npm. Okay, just check on these ones. Okay, so yeah, there's React multi-select component. Okay, yeah, this is the good one you're just going to use. Let's see, there's another one. Mm, this one has 29K downloads. This serious. There is this one. So depending on which one we want, let's see another one. Others don't have demos. This one has no. Can I just compare that something with like? So we have two so far. We have this one and then this one. Mm. So this one has 42K. Definitely we are going with this one. Yeah, let's go with this one. So I'm just going to install this. Just to move this up and then here. Just clear the console and yes npm install mod select. So if you just look at the usage, it also just takes in actually this exact same thing. Takes in this label, blah blah, everything just like this. Set selected. Actually, just like exactly the same like the other ones. So I'm just going to duplicate this shard select, Control C, Control V. I'm just going to rename this one to multi select. Okay. Now we have to change this, more especially the inside part. So just copy this example they have here of the merge select, just like this. I just say more examples here in Storybook. Okay, so just go here. We might just leave the label. However much is not going to look like others, but I just put it here. Merge select, import this, and no suggestions. Okay, great. You can add the filter logic. Okay. Let me first go back for a second. Uh, Actually, it had a label on top, which is okay. So what we need is this. Okay. The import just on top here. Remove this and let's add this import. The mark select. Uh, it needs the options which will be passing. You can see this whole label and a value, and just like this, and also const set selected. Okay, so uh, the selected options, and they have to go in here. So here is going to be the selected option, and this is set selected option, and then labeled by, and this is going to be, I think, the label option. Mm, we also have the option label, option title, I guess. So with that, then label is label, class name. We start to see like what will happen. It is using exactly the same things. Okay, so I'm just going to rename this. Of course, this is to might select. Now we could just maybe name it something different. Uh, let's see here, custom might select. You could just also rename this. Okay. We still have one. Did we have one error? I don't think we don't have any. So just go copy this, bring it to update, and just come here. Do this and just add this. Import it. It has exactly the same thing. Select. The first one is going to be select. Is going to be select symptoms. Okay, so title just say symptom. We have, then these ones are just going to be symptoms. So this one is going to be symptom ID, maybe. Symptom IDs. Actually, just supposed to be symptom ID. Uh, just put symptom ID, and then this one also symptom. Set symptom ID, and we see. Supposed to be symptom ID or symptom IDs. Just going to see that symptom ID. If we just go back to this, so actually just to the documentation, the selected is actually an array. Okay, so it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. Let's just go here. So these ones supposed to be IDs, and even these ones IDs. Uh, this one by default should be an array, and this is going to be like symptom IDs. Even this one IDs just like this. We should be good to go now. Okay, so this one has no dark mode support, but you know, that's where the problem starts coming when you're using this whole when you're using these other third parties, it looks nice, but the dark mode support. So you can see we have all these. Actually, we have them very well. Okay, you can just go and say fever, select this and that. You know, here you can say primary care service is ED consult, and then we suppose say save. Okay. Okay, so the first thing before we save is to make sure that we have all the data. Okay. Now the good thing is that all this data is kept outside, so it is very easy to see this data. So I'm just going to say function. Okay. Like handle update like service. So this one is just going to say they just create an object const service. This needs to be an object for now. The easy way to do this would be going to this and make sure that you have the service ID and then specialty ID. So we just, how do they select like this? Is it shift? Wait, select this and then like we do what? Is it like shift alt? Like, can I say just like alt then like control to select another one? I don't know. Okay, I'll just have to run that. Service ID, specialty ID, and symptom IDs. So I have to copy these. So what I'm just going to do is just copy this. I just don't want to mess up the only that. So inside here, make sure you have cut this in this object. Make sure you have the service ID. Make sure you have the this, and then you also have this, and then also make sure that apart from these ones, let me just remove this. Apart from those ones, you also need one more thing, and as you can see, you don't want to update a wrong thing, right? So that means that you need to have the user ID. So this at least you need to say send the user ID. Now you could just say depending on how you want to call it, okay, depending on how you want to call it, you could find that this const user ID is outside. Okay, we're just going to look at that, or you can just simply add it inside here. Okay, so just these are the major things we need. So this one would be service ID. This would be selected something, selected service ID, comma. This one would be the special IT ID. So if they are the same, and that one we could just actually just leave it like that. And then symptom IDs, we can also leave them like this. Okay, great. So we just go ahead and just say on this, we also need the user ID. Okay, so we also need the user ID. We need the user ID. So what I would do is that I'm just going to go and pass in the user ID. And we could also just get the user ID from here, I guess, if you wanted. because we can access the hook from here direct instead of passing it as a prop, depending on what you want. So we could just say const user. We could just first only get. Do I still remember how to get this? Something like data as session. Uh, we already have somewhere. I don't want to. Let's just get it from here. We could just also have the status maybe is equal to use session. I think there is this hook. I really use this hook. Just like so, could you say const? Okay, const user. Okay, we could now destructure the user from the session. Now you could just say status if status is equal loading. Okay, so this is equal loading. We could also just go ahead and just say return, just return like you know some HTML, just like mm, mm, let's put a div, and then here you could just say, go ahead and just say loader, and then you just put a span loading user loading. Just go ahead and just give this you know uh, and then this plus we just give this width is 4, height 4. Okay, great. Well, we still having an error. We can't do this. Okay, just say const user is session dot user. So to put this question mark here, loading a user, and this one, of course, just give it spin, animate spin. Okay, so so we have the user. We can't just get the user ID. So you just say const user ID. We'll pass it at that time. So just make sure we have this. So on click, I'm just going to call this. So on click, let's just say handle update service. I'm just going to go in the console. So I want to see this console.log service. Okay, you could just create service or data, whatever you just want. Okay, again, and then just going to just see this. Okay, use client, I guess. We already have use client, so okay. Use session must be wrapped in the session provider. Okay, so to use this hook, and that's like most of the times you have not been using this hook. To use this hook, you need to wrap the layout. You need to wrap the layout with the session provider. Mm, Where is my layout? Is this the default layout? This is for the front or what? This is the one for the back end. I don't know if it is worth it to wrap the whole thing here. They have the theme provider, providers, and all these are providers. And a boarding context provider. So you can just go ahead and just also just wrap with session provider. Um, is there anything else we need to pass? I don't think there is anything else we need to pass. Just like only just wrapping like that. Um, React context is unavailable in server components. Okay. Um, if you just go to these providers, and I can just go ahead and just actually wrap this with session provider, just like this, and then I can just go ahead and remove it from that. So let me just go and remove it from this layout. Uh, Remove it from here. And let me also go and remove this session provider thing here. Okay, so it should just now be good to go. Okay, context is unavailable, so session provider. Where are we doing this? You have to make sure the all the providers they are using use client, and of which this one is not, so use client. Okay, anyways, this is good because these errors happen here and we solve them with you so that so loading user hooks. Okay, const selected this, use state render more hooks than the previous render. Okay, refresh, I guess. Okay, so I guess at this point we have everything we need. So what I just want is to go in this. Okay, select service ed, select specialty primary care, and then here let me try to select like fever and dizziness. Okay, you know what is happening. Why is the save button is here? So just go ahead and just click on save. So just click on save. We should have an object, service ID, specialist ID, symptoms, and we have just here an array. Oh, okay. So this array is containing this label and value, and we simply want the IDs. So that means that that means that so it means like if we wanted, we could just actually save the actual. Instead, we could just like save the actual ones. Instead of just saving the IDs, we could just simply save this. The actual thing. Fever and this. I think this would be very easy for us, I guess. So instead of just like searching, finding by ID, we could just find by the name. I don't know which one is perfect. I just save the IDs, I guess. I just save IDs. So what I just have to do is that this Instead now, you're not going to save them like that. Symptom IDs is going to be equal to, we just get symptom IDs, and this time we map through them. You get an item. So just going to return item dot item dot ID. As simple as that. This now we could just give this a state. So by default, this would be having select option, array. So just something like this. So that now this, I think this item would have select option. Oh, and this is why it can't accept. So this one has to be a value. Okay, symptom IDs dot map item dot value. Okay, so I think this is just like sort of the problem we have. If I just go back ahead and try to save, this time we have an array, and you can just see we have the IDs this time. Okay, we have the IDs. Now, would just be good if we added we could just also have this, the user ID would be user dot ID. Okay, would be user dot ID, just like this. Go one more time and save. And the user ID is also there. Okay, so great. So we have all what we need to do this. And so what I'm just going to do is going back here. Okay. Is going back in the maybe services. I don't know what to add this really. It is under onboarding or settings, and you're just going to just call a new one settings. So I'm just going to duplicate for sure this onboarding, and I'm just going to rename it as settings. First of all, I don't want to create. I don't want to create. So I just need this, which has update. So update doctor profile. Okay. And update doctor profile takes in the ID and then takes in the data and then where. So this is a perfect one because it doesn't actually just require just to simply call it update doctor. We pass in the ID. Now this is oh, we need the instead the profile ID. We don't just like need the user ID, we need just the profile ID. I thought we just need the user, just need the profile ID. So profile ID, no, actually we don't. So we just need to update profile ID where user ID. Okay. So we could just say, I don't know if that one just works anyways. With availability, how were we managing to do that? Can I just go just a sec? We're updating and we passing the data just like that, availability, and we passing the data. So which type of ID were we passing? Do we need again to get that? Like the user profile again, like oh, we could actually just like I think the user has the profile, But let me just go and check availability settings. I don't know where the form is located. But I'm seeing here availability settings text in a profile. Okay, so if we just go to settings, can I just simply go to settings? I'm just now getting tired, guys. So settings, component, so we have dashboard. Uh, we have page. I just want to first go from here. So here we pass profile, and let's see how we are getting profile. So session, we get a user, and then here get profile by ID. So just go ahead and get this profile. Okay. So if that's the case, we can just get we already have this function get profile by ID while we pass in this user ID. And I think it was even not necessary. We could just have updated the profile, and we could have specified by user ID. You could also just use the user ID and update the profile. But the fact that we are getting the profile, the problem is that we have this deep nested stuff. You just have to pass in this profile just like this. Since it is already fetched, we could also go ahead and just pass it in here. That means I have to go here and just accept profile. And this profile is of which type now? Okay. You have to go here and just say you have profile, and this I think profile is of type doctor profile, doctor something from Prisma, and then so after getting it here, we would also pass it actually into this. Would update it into here the use form. So just also passing the profile again. So the profile, where am I writing? Profile, and this will be also profile, I guess. Is this the profile we passed in here? Okay, so just get this profile. Let's go to update form. Just go and accept the profile. Okay, so the profile is going to be of type profile. Okay, profile is of type doctor profile. So for this, you have the profile ID, right? So you just go ahead and just say const. So profile ID would be equal to profile a dot ID somewhere. Okay. And then you could just now go ahead and pass it in here. Okay. So we have a lot of errors availability, and that's why I think we just gave it any just give these weird errors. If you just check in this, I must have we must have given it any or something. Okay, so just give it like this. Okay, just go to the doctor service settings and simply just give it this. Yeah, and now we have the same exact problem. Doctor settings. So here in the doctor settings, I think we have the same problem here. Just go this side, and we would have this here like this. I guess also. Now the problem now comes to here. Is there any other place? So the problem just comes here. So on this, I guess we just put a question mark. We have one error still remaining. I don't know what is this still here. Okay, so we have the profile ID. You can now just go and update by that. And I don't think we need even to create any other function, because if you just go and check this thing we just created, we even didn't need to create this because this is already existing in the onboarding. Update doctor profile, even update availability by ID. All these ones are doing exactly the same thing. They're checking and then they pass in the data. Maybe this would be not just like good, but you know, they are just exactly the same. This is exactly the same. This one is exactly the same as the other one. If you just check with this one, let's see. Yeah. So if you just like call this, I'm just going to say update profile, doctor profile. I'm just going to call this one. I'm not going to create another one, and for that matter, I'm also this one because all these functions already exist in this one. So what I'm just going to do, go back to the service form. Just control P. I'm just going to search for the service update form or something. It was service update service form here. Okay, so what we just need to confirm is we need to confirm that we have all the necessary things. The profile ID is there. So we didn't need to get this. So why it helps us to wrap the entire app in the in the session so that we can just always get this user from the client side. So here I just need to say maybe like we don't need this user. Okay, we don't need this user just like this. What I just need is to add maybe just console.log the profile. Just going to add it for purposes of seeing it. Profile ID. Okay, we have done. Oh no, so after this, a internet. I my internet. Okay, okay, okay. Let me just first plug in here. I should be still having internet. Just for a second, confirm something here. I just connect back. Mm, just come on. I think my battery is for just this first. Just go ahead and I'm just going to go here, connect to my internet and log in again. Now, do I remember the credentials? This is exactly what I don't want. Doctor. Okay, login successful. I just want to go back to the place where we were. Okay, the role is doctor. Just simply go to. We haven't even updated this. Okay. I don't know where we just were on settings. Okay. Service settings. I just want to go again to the console. I don't know why this supposed to be like it's supposed to be like ED primary care. And we just go here and say business and this and supposed to end from there. And let's click on save. Click on save and the profile ID is undefined. Okay. Okay. If you just look at the profile is undefined. Now, in that case, in that case, um, I don't know where this profile is coming from, but for some reason the profile is undefined. Just to, you know, to refresh maybe. Fake filler does not work when these are not forms. There is no form. Profile ID is not defined. What did we do wrong? The profile itself, I think, is not reaching. Okay. What are we just going to do? Updating, I would update is with just a user ID, but still we need to get the profile because this is the profile that will actually give us the saved data. So going back one step, just to where this, we are calling this in the doctor settings, where we are passing the profile. Do we have any chances of looking at the profile at any of these steps? If I just come in, I say console.log profile, and also just go one step up further. So where is this one called? This doctor settings is called in the settings. And where are the settings? Okay, so this is where the profile is passed. Oh, we are passing availability. Are we? Yes, let's see. So just get the session. I'm very sure here we get the session. And then we are getting the doctor profile, which has all this. Let's first see. We might just be on the wrong thing. They just get see this function. So this is using the user ID and goes to the profile and doctor find unique where user ID, which is okay. And then they're saying include availability, which is okay. And in return, returns all the data as profile. So this one should be good. Just like adding profile availability or need. Okay. Just find doctor profile. Okay. This one should be giving us this. Okay, so want to track where this one got lost? I can also go console.log it here. Profile, and this is in server component. And you can just go here and and refresh. Go to the uh, is that saying data just now like that? Data now status, and it means it was not able to fetch even when we have a user. Are you serious? Like seriously, we have a user unless we are signed out. We have a user here with the credentials. How do you tell me that you don't have the profile? The profile here is saying now, and we are relying on this user. Okay, how about the user? Okay, so seriously, right now the user is there. I can see clearly even the ID is there, and then the profile is. This is so much embarrassing. So we have this await session, and then we are awaiting here get profile. I'm passing in a user dot ID. Sorry, so just go and see this if there's any problem with this. And we are only checking if there is a user. So yes, doctor profile, find unique, where use ID, and it is just bringing this one, the data as null. Why is the data null and even error null? Oh, it might be true that this logged in user actually doesn't have the this logged in user doesn't have. If you look at here the availability, actually we don't have this. Okay, it might be true that this user actually have no profile. Hmm. Yep, that is really true. Okay, so now I think this forms a basis of what we're just going to start from. So in the next episode, we're just going to start creating that profile because I remember this user I created him and I didn't go ahead and create the I removed all the data. I added in the new data, and for the doctor, this one I didn't create the profile. In other words, I didn't go through the multi-step form, and that's why we don't have the profile. And that's why we can't get this. Even the availability settings, you can see there is no any available time for all the days. Okay. So in the next episode, we'll work on that so that we can just have this working. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one.